Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my V-Part wig with my sewing machine. I always start with a mesh cap, and I take a measuring tape and some chalk, and I measure out 1 inch so I can have 1 inch in between the tracks. So that's the foundation you see me with here. And these are the bundles. I washed them while they were still intact, co-washed them, let them air dry, and this is the natural texture of the bundles. Now this first step, I completely unraveled the bundle. So the first bundle you saw me cut open, I completely unraveled it and I folded. So now I'm sewing the actual bundle together. Not 2 bundles together, but each bundle I'm sewing together, and that's what you see me doing here. This is my result after sewing the first bundle together. So I always try to look to see if I missed any humps and bumps, and as you can see, I did. My sewing machine is on double stitching, so I think it'll be fine, but sometimes if there's too many humps and bumps, I will go back in and just double stitch again and just go through again so there's no hair left out. But for that bundle, I left it. It was fine, and I did the other 2 bundles off camera. And now you see me actually sewing the bundle to the actual mesh cap. So I'm repeating this process, and I'm just showing you a bundle and a half that I got on the dome cap, and I just want you to see how the stitching is and how I'm following the white lines that I created. I will say, if you use a piece of chalk like I always do, it can get a little faded because I'm touching it and it's rubbing against the sewing machine. If you have a white marker, you should probably use that. I should have probably used that, but that's one thing that's really important, because I've tried to eyeball it before when I didn't feel like measuring 1 inch in between the tracks, and I completely ruined it. So I think the lines are really helpful if you just follow them, and if you draw them correctly too. So now I'm reaching the top of the wig, and this is when it gets harder. The more bundles you sew on the cap, the harder it is to sew because, first of all, the hair is curly, so you have to fit the hair under the sewing machine or under the needle of the sewing machine in order to sew. So that's kind of what takes up the most time, is the closer you get to finishing, because obviously when I did the first track there was nothing in the way, except there's nothing my way actually, it's just a cap, and then you're just sewing straight across. But as you can see here, I have to move things around, and I also have to curve um, the wig to the left or whatnot, so I can, I'm trying to make a V. So it does get more difficult once you're closer to the end. Like the last 30 minutes probably feels like a really long time, but it's also the most crucial part because it's at the top. So you have to be really patient, like move really slowly, like what I'm trying to do here with every stitch. 2 hours later, here is my V or my U. It kind of looks like a U, but I think it's supposed to be a V. I mean, by the way, it fits on my head. It's a V, so whatever. Cutting off the rest of the mesh, trying to be really careful. I try to cut it as close to the track as not as close to the track as possible until I get rid of all the mesh. So I cut kind of close but not completely close, and then once I get the mesh out of the way, then I cut really defined right on the track. So this is the wig. Now it looks like a V. It doesn't look like a U anymore. And I'm going to go in and cut a little bit more of the mesh off because I don't like how it's looking all squiggly. But that is the almost finished result. The last moving piece is to sew on some combs. I would have normally just sewn on maybe like one or two, well, two combs, two or three, one in the back, two on the sides. But the wig was a little big, so I ended up sewing on about 7 combs altogether, because it was just a little bit too big and I didn't want it to be bumpy or anything. So I used all the combs I had left and it ended up being 7. So I added even more after this video that I'm showing you. And this is the final result. Like I said, the wig was a little bit big, but I made it work. I do wish it was a little smaller, but the combs helped. And I do have a video of me doing my leave out and wand curling the wig and everything, but this is the hair right, after I did it, after I sewed it with no product in it. I just crimped my hair a little bit to blend, and this is about it. But if you want to see that video of me installing, then click down below or on the screen. And thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you on my next one.